The Cocteau Twins were one of the most inspirational bands of the early to mid 1980s. Their enigmatic, ethereal, ambient, and ostensibly Scottish aesthetic was scintillating, to say the least. The name kind of Cocteau Twins, with its kind of pseudo-intellectual and intellectual connotations, comes from an antithetical source of origin. Robin Guthrie went to a concert with his friend, and the band that would become Simple Minds were playing, and they had a song called Cocteau Twins, and Robin was really, really impressed with the actual sound. So in 1982, when he met Elizabeth Fraser, he was a DJ, and they decided to form a band. So basically, they decided to call the band the Cocteau Twins. Their kind of influences, I mean, it's kind of like speculation and all that, but subjectively, I think they have kind of three primary influences. That's Susie Sue, Kate Bush, and Sex Pistols. So I think those are the three kind of pivotal influences for them. But I know also that Elizabeth Fraser was a major acolyte of Susie Sue. And also, I mean, there's kind of a hypothesis, kind of a working hypothesis, that Robin was influenced by John Mackay and John McYoke, both who were guitarists with Susie Sue. There's a little, rationale to that, but not an amazing amount of influence. And also with Robert Smith from The Cure, again, a modicum of influence. But he has cited himself Phil Spector's Wall of Sound, and also basically Roy Orbison. Favourite songs, Garlands, definitely. The Spangle Maker, and also, Pearly Jew. Those are my favourites, but there's a lot of them. I love them. I think they're an incredible band. And kind of, they have been cited by Madonna and Prince and My Bloody Valentine. So, I mean, that's quite something. But also, there's a kind of a Cocteau Twin Fest, a kind of a Cocteau Twin themed festival, and they actually take place all over the world, and with kind of Cocteau Twins as the centre of attention. Also, I have to say that Robin's sound is incredibly influential, but also his kind of drum machine programming, which was pretty influential as well. Another thing is, do I intersect with the Cocteau Twins? And I actually do, via one guy, actually, Harold Budd. And Harold Budd is a very accomplished pianist and composer from the United States. And he worked extensively with Brian Eno, and also had the notability of having an album of one of the 10 on Brian Eno's label, Obscure Records, the Pavilion of Dreams. And also he had an album on David Sylvian's label, which is quite notable. And he collaborated with the Cocteau Twins in practically every permutation, in terms of he was actually on an album with the Cocteau Twins. They didn't call it that, but it was de facto Cocteau Twins. He's worked with Robin Guthrie and Elizabeth Fraser. He's worked with them individually, indeed doing film scores with Robin Guthrie. Now, Harold Budd was influenced by Paul Bley, formatively actually, and he also played with Albert Ayler in the army, but also when Albert Ayler used to play on leave around San Francisco, he'd play piano with him, and so he's also done several things that kind of intersect with me. But the kind of most prominent one was that he actually played and recorded with Alex Cline and Jeff Gauthier in California. And Alex Cline is on several of my albums, and I've played with him extensively. And I've also played with Jeff Gauthier, and he's on one of my albums. And basically, Alex has played extensively with Harold Budd, and Jeff has recorded with him and also played with him. So that's like a direct intersection through Harold into Cocteau Twins, because as I said, Harold has collaborated extensively with the Cocteau Twins. So the Cocteau Twins are a major influence for me from the very beginning, actually. And they're still going strong, both Robin and Elizabeth. Rock on. Thank you very much for listening.